Hi, welcome to this G.I. Joe toy review, where we're finishing up February with Lieutenant Claymore. You know, because sometimes I do redos on here just because I don't like how the first one goes, or I could have added more to it, or, but I do the best I can. But this is a redo on Lieutenant Claymore, and, but before we get to Lieutenant Claymore, we're going to do our shout-outs of the week. First at 48 South Loudon Street, which is the home of Back to the Media, where you can get all, and I do mean all, of your video game needs. From the Atari all the way up to the current systems, Games Freeze console. And if you can't find it there, you can go to Play It Again Games on Middle Road. And Play It Again also fixes your systems, your PCs and whatnot, so they can run better, more memory, whatever you need done to it. So definitely check both places out. But if you're looking for toys and collectibles, you can go to 115 South Loudon Street, which is the home of Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles, where you could get all your G.I. Joe and Transformer and all that other kind of needs done and whatnot. I got Lieutenant Claymore off of eBay, so, I can't give my boy Charles, his shout out for that, but it is what it is. But if you have a toddler and you're trying to get them with their skill building needs and their puzzle solving needs before they start school, you can go to Thinker Toys at 106 South Loudon Street, which these four stores are all held in Winchester, Virginia. And but definitely check all four of these places out. And if you need your comic book needs met, you can go to 80 Weems Lane, which is the home of Four Color Fantasies, to check them out. So definitely check them out. And definitely check them out. And get your comic book needs met. But if you live in Salisbury, North Carolina, you can check out Comic Monsters for the same purposes. So definitely get to close to one of those two stores if you live in one of those two areas. And if you happen to be in the Winchester area looking for Jamaican food, you could try. You can go to You can go over to Four Color Fantasies, not Four Color Fantasies, but Tropical Islands to get all your Jamaican food. Sorry, I had a brain fart. See, youngins, that's what happens when you get old. You get brain farts. But definitely check them out. And if you need a tree service need met, you can get a hold of Mixed Tree Service. Check him out and get all your tree service needs met. So go ahead and do that. But if you need a bank to go to, you can go to Bank of Clark or United Bank. Both of them are good banks, so definitely check them out. But if you need insurance for homeowners insurance, renters insurance, auto insurance, check out State Farm or Farmers. And get good quotes and good policies from both of them, so go ahead and check them out. And if you have that car that's newly insured or already have a car that is insured, but you need gas, go and check out Sheetz or Handy Mart. Both of them, you can get good premium gas. Definitely check them out. And you can also get made-to-order food from both places, too. So you get your belly full at the same time you're getting your gas tank full. So definitely check them both out. And Cobra Island is a proud sponsor of mental health awareness. So if you need counseling or therapy, go to Healing Grace Counseling Services on Prescowen Street. Definitely check Robert C. Brown out. But if Rob doesn't have what you want or you're not in the Winchester area, you can get a hold of National Counseling Group. It's pretty awesome, so go ahead and do that. And if you need to get that done, so go ahead and check that out. And if you need psychiatry, that's what you're looking for, you can go to National Counseling or Northwestern Community Services if you live in the Winchester, Front Royal area. So definitely check them out and go and see them. And or you can go to your local and closest psychiatrist's office. But if you need somebody to text right now, text 741-741. You can put this video on pause and come back after you talk to them. And if you need to hear a human's voice, dial 988. And remember, either way, you could pause this video here and come back to it after you get done. You know, your mental health, it does come first. But if it's a dire emergency, go to your local emergency room and seek the treatment you need. You know, there's nothing wrong with treatment. And definitely go and do that. But let's go on to our video of the week, Lieutenant Claymore. We're going to start with his file card with a picture of Lieutenant Claymore right there. Cobra logo. Cobra Shock Troops Commander. Codename Lieutenant Claymore. File name Moore Clayton W. Primary military specialty is heavy weapons. Secondary military specialty is anti-armor specialist. Birthplace is Detroit, Michigan. Grade is a O2 or equivalent. Growing up on the main streets of Detroit, Lieutenant Claymore was the toughest member of his street gang and ruthlessly defended his territory. After surviving years of urban battles, one fateful hospital recovery changed his mind and his stagnant situation. Misinterpreting the advice of his doctor, he decided there was not enough profit in these local turf wars and opted to join the Cobra organization. His tenacity and natural leadership skills allowed him to become a garrison officer at Cobra headquarters. It was not until Lieutenant Claymore ferreted out a traitor in the ranks that he proved himself an invaluable asset to Cobra Commander. Lieutenant Claymore has unique combination and brute strength and intelligence. He personally carries an impressive arsenal of anti-armor weapons using his expert knowledge of tactical vulnerabilities. He easily destroys G.I. Joe's armored vehicles or breaks through any obstacles they put into his path. And in the quote at the bottom says, "My shock troops are always ready for global carnage." Now there's some in this text that I'm going to point out later on, that I'm going to highlight on. But we're going to save that for later on as we do talk more about the character. But we're going to look at his accessories. Cobra figure stand, upright Cobra logo, Lieutenant Claymore on the front. He comes with this assault rifle with a curved magazine in the back. He comes with a knife with a blue handle. He comes with a blue pistol. He comes with a blue bazooka. Blue helmet with a Cobra logo on the front. And a blue backpack with missiles for his backpack, or for his bazooka. So here's Lieutenant Claymore, African-American gentleman. You know, he's kind of got the tombstone head, so I think they just reused the head of Tombstone for him for this. But his head does rotate. And they actually put hair on Claymore. And he does have some wriggly waggly. You know, as you can tell by the web gear he's got on with the grenades and the pouches. Shoulder pad on his shoulders, but his arm does raise to about that high. Can rotate all the way around. He can bend at the elbow. He does have some wrist bendings at the wrist. And he does have the elbow swivel.
As a forensic and clinical psychologist, the first thing that we're doing is kind of looking to see, well, what
as you can see,
are we dealing with?
Not only does his wrist bend, but it can swivel.
But what really makes compelling storytelling?
He does have the ab crunch feature, but the web gear does hinder it some. His legs, he can do almost a full splits. His leg can lift up here at the hip about 90 degrees. He's got the double knee bend. As you can see, his ankle can swivel the full 360. and he can bend at the ankle.
know that increases one's
So let's take a look at
for also
Lieutenant Claymore, all geared up, ready for battle.
or someone who derived
So here is Lieutenant Claymore, all geared up.
murder and
I will rate this figure as a top tier figure. It is a must-have in your collection, mainly if you want a character from the cartoon. But here's where I say I want to acknowledge what's written in the file card, right where it says, you know, he fretted out a traitor in the ranks that he proved himself an invaluable asset to Cobra Commander. That traitor that he was talking about was Dusty, and yes, you're thinking like Dusty was a G.I. Joe member, but if you remember the Sunbow episode called The Traitor, where Dusty defected, and it was a 2-part episode, and Dusty defected from G.I. Joe to Cobra to help his sick mom out. That only he and Duke knew his plan, where he was a double agent. You know, and it was Lieutenant Claymore that kind of called Dusty's bluff. But Cobra Commander was kind of nearsighted with it and was proud of what Dusty was doing. And he was blinded by what Dusty's foe, Cobra fascism, that he wasn't really buying Lieutenant Claymore's deal. But actually, I'm going to cover that when I review the G.I. Joe cartoon. But that was where it was. So this was a cartoon-related character, a cartoon-related figure, even though he doesn't look like the lieutenant from the cartoon in this figure mode. But that is where they got the reference for this character from. And which I'm actually glad to see some of the cartoon characters make action figures in the 25th anniversary figure subscription service, 30th anniversary, 50th anniversary, like Quinn and Lieutenant Claymore. Pythona comes out. You know, which actually I'm kind of glad to see that some of these figures get brought into the limelight, as well as other different figures that we get in the figure subscription service, like the foreign characters like Kangor and whatnot. Oh, another figure that came out the comic books was Scarface. You know, but we also get other characters that wasn't in any of the media at the time, like the Desert Viper. You know, the Bazooka Trooper. Even though they had them, but they didn't really have their own character in the toy line. Because they didn't really make much of an impact in the comic book or the cartoon. You know, the Pit Commando is another one. The Pit Troopers. You know, the green shirts. Which was G.I. Joe's version of the Cobra Blue shirts. You know, so it's good to see some of these characters actually make it into the toy line. You know, but this is a top tier figure. I would say definitely get them. And until next week, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. See you in the next one.